My name is Beverly Brown. I am the president of the Southern Maryland Alumni Network for the University of Maryland Alumni Association. And I thank you guys for joining us. I'm so very excited to bring to you today another Maryland alum, Miss Wynne Briscoe, who is also our regional director for Southern Maryland for the Small Business Development Center. And I had reached out to Wynne to see if she would be able to talk to small business entrepreneurs, small business owners, University of Maryland graduates who own businesses in Maryland, and just share with us some resources that are available for small business, as well as during COVID and the chaos that's happening right now. And so Wynne has been gracious to spend time with us this afternoon. And what I'd like everyone to do is, she had asked if you are a business owner, just put that in the chat and let us know what you do. And then if you have questions as she's going through her presentation, I'll be monitoring the chat and we'll bring those questions. Everyone's on mute for right now, but you are able to unmute yourself. So if it's a real burning question, go ahead, unmute yourself and pop in. I don't think that you'll startle Wynne too much.
No, I love the engagement. So if you have a question, sometimes it's easier if you ask me when I'm on that topic than necessarily wait until the end. So I'm okay with that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Wynne. And just so everyone knows on the call, we are recording this tonight so that we can share it with others that registered that may not be able to make it. And it will be uploaded to the Alumni Association's YouTube channel. So you'll also have the opportunity to go back and rewatch it, and anything that you might have missed during the presentation or notes that you would want to take. So Mark, welcome to the Zoom this evening. I just let you in. Wanted to just let you know that we are recording the call this evening, and we have Wynne Briscoe with us, who is a Maryland alum. And I'm just going to go ahead and start with introducing Wynne through her many achievements and why she is such a great representative for the Small Business Development Center. So Wynne is a native of Southern Maryland and St. Mary's County. She's been an entrepreneur since the age of 7 and a forward-thinking, innovative business pioneer. She's a graduate of the University of Maryland with a bachelor's degree in criminology and criminal justice, a minor in business and concentration in business law. Wynne has over 30 years of entrepreneurship and business ownership experience to include retail, professional services, technology, and manufacturing. Since 2001, Wynne has successfully consulted and advised thousands of entrepreneurs, businesses, and nonprofit organizations. She is known for her creativity and innovation in the development of new businesses by offering in-depth experience and assisting them from concept to profitability to exit strategy. Wynne has a passion to work with young entrepreneurs. She enjoys coaching and mentoring youth towards years of success while helping them realize business ownership and self-employment as a viable career option. Wynne is establishing a young entrepreneurship mentoring program and a summer camp for youth to start and thrive as successful business owners. Wynne became a licensed Maryland real estate agent with Century 21 New Millennium in 2007. She has assisted many first-time home buyers by helping them realize their American dream is possible and hand-holding them through the entire home ownership process. Wynne also enjoys commercial real estate and has helped many small businesses with architectural designs, site selection locations, commercial leases, purchases, construction build-outs, layouts, and merchandising. So we have an expert with us this evening. So when I titled this event, Ask the Expert, I knew exactly who to go to. In 2010, Wynne founded Maryland's second certified organic body manufacturer company with commercial production facility located right here in California, Maryland, deep down in Southern Maryland in St. Mary's County. Creating and overseeing the entire production process of over 55 exclusive organic products, which are enjoyed by customers globally. She also is proficient in the health and wellness industry and has many naturopathic and holistic entrepreneurs start and grow their businesses. Wynne is the newly appointed Regional Director for the Small Business Development Center for the Southern Maryland region. Since 2016, she has worked with the U.S. Small Business Administration, Small Business Development Center, and the Southern Maryland Regional Office as the Business Management, Technology, and Manufacturing Consultant, and she consults select industries statewide. She also enjoys assisting the retail and restaurant industries as they often have the highest failure rates among business types and need additional support or guidance to ensure success. Wynne is an AASBC certified business consultant and a certified technology business consultant from the Institute of Technology Commercialization of the University of Houston. And as the SBDC Technology Liaison for the Southern Maryland region, she has assisted in taking technology concepts through the technical and intellectual commercialization process to mass market. As the SBDC Maryland Statewide Manufacturing Consultant, she's assisted startup entrepreneurs and Fortune 500 companies. Again, we're asking the expert today. Just to tout some of Wynne's accolades, in 2017, she was awarded the Maryland Governor's Citation in recognizing small, minority, and women-owned businesses. Ms. Briscoe's enthusiasm and drive for small business growth is infectious, always ready to lend a hand and genuinely deserving of the St. Mary's County Department of Economic Development's nomination for the Governor's Citation, which recognizes small, minority, and women-owned businesses. Wynne also received the Southern Maryland chapter of Top Ladies of Distinction's Igniting Innovation Inspirations Award during their 2017's Women's Empowerment Day event, where she was also a keynote speaker. She was presented the Power of One Award in 2018 from the NAACP's St. Mary's County branch for excellence in entrepreneurship, small business ownership, and development. The County Commissioners of St. Mary's County presented Wynne with the 2019 Small Business Proclamation, which acknowledges the contributions made by small business to the economic growth and quality of life locally and in the state of Maryland. And during the America's Small Business Development National Center Conference in 2019, Wynne was awarded the top honor of Maryland State Star, recognizing her and her accomplishments as the top business consultant for the state of Maryland for 2019. With that, I give you Ms. Wynne Briscoe, our local expert. And Wynne, just go ahead, share your screen and take it away.
Thank you, Beverly. I was going to cut you off halfway through that. My bio is extensively unnecessarily long.
But I think it speaks to why you're our expert. So I wanted to make sure to let folks know exactly who they were hearing from today. And I'm proud to know you. I'm proud to call you friend. And I'm proud to call you Terp.
Yep, I appreciate all of those things. Thank you so much for the invitation. And I definitely want to let everyone know, as much industry knowledge as I have and years of entrepreneurship, I'm learning new things every single day. And that's the one thing that I encourage you as an entrepreneur, is to always be open, to learn new things, to make new connections, to pivot, which is exactly what you had to do in this COVID environment, and not be locked into something where you're not being nimble and flexible. That's the key to success, is being able to flow and be flexible when you need to. So it's very key, and this environment is helping people to understand that the plans they might have had last year for this year, they have to pivot and rethink and just be nimble in order to be successful. So I'm going to go through a PowerPoint presentation, and as Beverly stated, please feel free to pop in when there's something that you may feel is applicable for you or you have questions about. We're going to go through some resources, and then we're going to have some dialogue, because I love slides, but I much rather engage with you, okay? Just information about us: the Small Business Development Center, as she stated, the Southern region. We have 5 regions in the state of Maryland, and they are, Southern is for St. Mary's, Calvert, and Charles. If you're located in the middle of the state, Prince George's and surrounding areas, that's our corridor region. And then from north, our northern region, out west, our western region, and then Eastern Shore is covered by our eastern region. Okay, so from there, we're going to go forward. And Bev, just let me know if you have anyone in the chat that has questions, okay? Our SBDC services, just as an overview, the SBDC program, if you're not familiar with what we do, the Small Business Development Center is a resource partner under the Small Business Administration. And these are your taxpayer services. So you're not paying for the business consulting, and any of the training that we offer with our host organizations that we are part of, our institutions, is going to be low cost training. We offer no-cost technical help and research. The sbdcnet.org, you may want to jot that down. That's a phenomenal resource based out of the University of Houston in partnership with us to be able to offer a huge platform of research information, benchmark information. They have example business plans. They have industry knowledge based on your industry, all of the trends that you possibly can imagine. So sbdcnet.org is a great no-cost resource you may want to often visit. We do third-party review of your strategic plans, and this next page I'm going to give you an overview because we do a lot. This slide is cram full of what we offer and just a slither of what we do. So again, no-cost business consulting, low-cost training. And going through this as a high level, the no-cost confidential one-on-one consulting, we are business consultants that are SMEs. So a lot of us will have previous consulting experience. Some of us will be former bankers. Some are former in professional services. Some are subject matter experts in certain fields. And so we've all come on board that are working with the Small Business Development Center to offer you, again, a no-cost confidential consultant, which for the backgrounds that we have, you would be paying, you know, a pretty good penny to see us if we were in the private market. For our classes, for our Southern region, as Beverly stated, they would be offered through the College of Southern Maryland, and we offer for all stages: start, market, manage, and growth. And when we consult with businesses, the same thing. It could be you had an idea yesterday, you got in the shower, all the way through to the seasoned business that's been around for 50 to 60 years and is looking for help with their exit strategy. So it doesn't matter where you are in the spectrum of your business, the SBDC is able to assist you with no cost assistance. We do a lot of community seminars and workshops, as of tonight, obviously. Subject matter experts in all major industries throughout the state and throughout the country that we can connect you with. The technical help and the industry research, really key to help your business grow with whatever your specific niche would be. And your strategic planning, cash flow planning, and loan documentation review, very key. Business planning, I know a lot of businesses now are saying, you know, they've gone away from the traditional plan and they're looking at more of a business model canvas, or they're doing other options for business planning and strategic planning. It's all fine as long as you have a plan. I tell people, as long as, you know, however you'd like to facilitate it, just facilitate it, okay? Your cash flow planning, again, we need to look at your income, look at your expenses, and make sure that you're in the green every month, okay? And then your loan documentation review, if you're going to a bank or an investment source and you need to put together a loan package, we can review that for you. When it comes to physical buildings, or any of your spaces, we can assist you with those permit processes, the regulations, and the governmental compliance. I work very often with economic development offices, with the zoning offices, to make sure that you are in compliance for your business. Your strategic marketing planning is very key, and your target audience research. So looking at your target audience, every business, no matter who they are, no matter what they do, making sure that your marketing plan is current is so key, especially in this COVID environment, because we hope that you have made a pivot and a shift to really connect with your audience, okay? The human resources side and your employees, if you're at that stage where you're able to hire people and you have a staff, we can help you with the human resources aspect, your employee documentation, and just your overall advisement on how to facilitate that within a good management perspective. From the accounting and inventory management, database management, we can assist you there, creating systems and tools, as well as diversification of products and services, which has happened quite a bit since COVID has happened, where I'm working with businesses to help them pivot and help them look at how can we diversify the products and services that they offer to meet the new demand in a different way in a remote, safe environment to their current customers. And then looking at product development and new industry sectors on how can you broaden out and diversify, okay? The business pitch and promotional assistance, if you're looking at needing assistance with pitching your business and yourself as an individual or an entrepreneur, going before investors, we can definitely help you with that. I've assist some entrepreneurs who are even successful with pitching and going towards large investment pitchers, as well as Shark Tank. So we can assist you with that. Your software and your hardware support, if you're looking at technology, and then your merchant and tenant documentation. If you are in the a retail space and you need to be able to have tenants and subtenants, we can assist you with that. And with your retail space, I love helping with retail merchandising, your vendor products, and your service sourcing. You're in looking for a space, again, as she mentioned, we can definitely help you with that, and we can refer you to quality commercial real estate agents that can assist you with looking for the appropriate space that meets your business and making sure you're in compliance with zoning, because every space that may be commercial may not be the use and occupancy that's approved for your zoning. So it's very key that you know that. We can connect you with stakeholders and business resources for each community that you're located in. And if you're a seasoned entrepreneur, seasoned business owner, then we have your management consulting and your CEO accelerator training for businesses that have been around for quite a while and they're looking to take their business to another level and grow their sales and grow their staff. For the growth of the business and revenue strategies, I meet with businesses once or twice a year who are very established, who may be making millions upon millions in their annual revenue and have been established for 20 to 30 years, and they just want to tweak their strategy year over year. So we do strategic growth and business revenue strategies for them going forward. And then at the end, your exit strategy and your succession planning is key. You never outgrow the SBDC. If you need to pass the business on or sell it, then a lot of times we help you with that transition, and then for the new business owner as well. So it's an ongoing relationship. For some of our local resources, if you are in Southern Maryland, then we are definitely excited. Tommy Luganville, who is the Techport Director. Techport is our Southern Maryland business incubator located at the St. Mary's Airport. It's a great resource. If you have not connected with Techport, you have a business that you would love to have a co-working space, that's a great option for you there in St. Mary's County. If you are a business or an entrepreneur located in Southern Maryland, here are the links for the 3 different economic development offices for the grants that they were giving out for those businesses who were impacted by COVID. Again, if you're throughout the state, every county in the state offered a grant program. So connect with that county economic development office, as well as those that are nonprofits. There are some economic development offices that also did the COVID grant for nonprofits. So you want to connect with the county in which you have your business established. For University of Maryland, we have Ventures based out of College Park, and their goal is to transform UMD research into successful startups by providing resources and customized guidance through rich entrepreneurship ecosystem at the University of Maryland. They work with you to take a customized program for startups and build that around University of Maryland intellectual property. And they provide the advice, the training, and the funding opportunities. The point of contact for Ventures is Ala McCoy, and her information is there. And I will definitely make sure that these slides will be provided to Beverly, so you'll have the contact information and the resources on these slides for your future references. The University of Maryland Partners in Resources. And here's just a few of them. Ventures, again, I just went over. MTech, those are more for your technical businesses with I-Corps and the incubators. Also, the Do Good Accelerator helps with advising and funding and pitch competitions for the students. You have to be a current student with that, as well as the Dingman Center. So if you are a current student as well, then you have access to those resources and partners there. The UMD libraries, that's open if you are an alum as well as a student. You're able to access that market research with the libraries and the makerspace. The Momentum Fund is open for alum as well as current students. If you are a look, and I have more information coming up in a future slide on the Momentum Fund. SBDC is who we are, and that's business skills, training, relationships, and business advice. And Maverick is the cluster-specific mentors, investors, and access to customers. So we'll go through these slides. And Beverly, if there's anyone that has questions, please pop in. Let me know as we go along. And can you see this particular slide as I go forward? Can you see this URL? I'm going to make sure. We're going to go from slide to slide. And this is the faculty and graduate student startup guide at startupguide.umd.edu. And so it's a great little online tool to help you with the feasibility assessment. You're going to just tell them about your business or your innovation. They're going to connect you with the mentor, create your intellectual property management plan, engage with counsel, your customer discovery, apply for TEDCO. And if anyone's not familiar with TEDCO, that's the technology. So TEDCO is our state's funding source when it comes to technology-driven innovation and entrepreneurship, okay? Start forming your management team, develop business skills, and engage in a more customer discovery. And customer discovery is something we'll talk about that never stops. Doesn't matter if you're an established business or not, you want to continuously engage with the customer discovery process. Then it goes through your startup formation and then everything from there. So I'll let you all go through that resource, but this is a startup guide to really help you if you have an invention or an idea to be able to take your business to the next level and go forward there. All right, on our next slide. We have Innovation Happens. And so we have an innovation officer, which is Julie Linzer. She's our Chief Innovation Officer. Her location is in College Park. And innovation under the Innovate and the UMD process and that structure, I guess I could say. So Julie is our Chief Innovation Officer, and she is over the director for the state of Maryland's SBDC, which is Paul Bardak. And from there, that falls the Small Business Development Center. So we are under our headquarters for the Small Business Development Center for the state of Maryland is headquartered at the University of Maryland, and it's within this office. So it's great that we're all in alignment. So thank you, Beverly, for that.
Thank you.
We all tie in together so people know how we tie in and where we come from.
And we do have a question from Mark about intellectual property in the chat.
Yes. Okay.
Mark says, does the IP help imply offering ownership to the university at some level?
So it depends on what program that you are working with the university on. There are some programs where if it's the university's IP that you are commercializing, then yes. If it's your IP, then and then you're working with the university for consulting and for training, then it's something you own. It depends on which program that you are in, on who owns the IP. Does that help answer your question?
He said yes.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have Innovate UMD. We're going to go there. Okay. And let me pull this up. We'll go to another screen.
Those of you that are just joining us, feel free to put your information into the chat box and let us know if you are a small business owner and your class year, if you are a graduate of the University of Maryland. And if you're not, welcome anyway. I'm a very inclusive event producer when it comes to bringing folks together for knowledge under the guise of Terp Nation and the state of Maryland. So welcome to a couple folks that have just joined us.
Welcome, welcome. This website is innovate.umd.edu. And so this is a great little, I love this, the way that the artists kind of gave you an idea of all of the things that happen when it comes to innovate around University of Maryland. It's a great tool, a great website. And it has so many resources. So we're going to go through so you can see how can we help you partner and invest, start and grow, find talent, connect, and then resources for investors, industry, faculty, students, your startups with businesses, and then alumni. And I have the next, we'll come up with the next one for alumni. I have that in the future slide, but we may go to it at this moment. So there's view all resources, and you'll see that that's another great page. There's on this website, I absolutely love this website, Beverly, Innovation Gateway, and it takes you to so many, I mean, there is a list of resources, and every business is pretty much covered by the list that they offer. There's something for everyone, okay? So you may want to go through that depending on the type of business that you offer, but you see there's 7 pages of resources, quite extensive. I'm going to go back to the alumni page. For those particular resources for alumni. And I love that current number, 377,000 number of living alumni around the world. And this is resources if you are an alumni. The Alumni Association has launched this industry-specific group for the Terpreneur Network, we call it the 10, to connect graduates who have an interest in entrepreneurship. And you can come down and here for entrepreneurship as a alum. It has careers for Terps where you're connecting, the Dingman Center there, the Discovery District. If you all haven't been up to College Park in a while to see everything that's going on around the Discovery District and across the street from campus, on campus, down the street from campus, there is, it's all inclusive of the Discovery District.
Yeah, that expansion is really taking over the Route 1 landscape in College Park. It's so cool to see.
Isn't it amazing? And so even across the street where when they first built the hotel, and then on the back side of the hotel on the ground floor was the garage space, as they call it, for startups. You also have WeWork there. The WeWork that is there is where our University of Maryland Small Business Development Center headquarters office is in that WeWork. So when I go to meetings for our headquarters, I go right to that WeWork. Okay, and then obviously you see us here under Small Business Development Center because we are a part of the UMD network. And Startup Maryland is, again, that's a part of the Diamondback Garage. Techport, I went over earlier. That is our incubator here down in St. Mary's County. And the Terpreneur Network.
Can I interject about the Techport down here at St. Mary's County? So for those of you that aren't aware, over by the airport, not only is Techport there, but the formerly known as Southern Maryland Higher Education Center is now part of the University System of Maryland, Southern Maryland, so USM-SM. And at that campus area where Techport and USM Squared is The new building is being built, but we also have the University of Maryland's UAS test site facility, which is run out of the Clark Engineering School.
Right.
So I like to say that College Park is starting to reach its arm down and physically plant itself here in St. Mary's County in Southern Maryland. So for those of you that haven't learned about that or don't know about that, feel free to take a ride over there or reach out to Tommy via LinkedIn. He's a character. Yeah, you can find him on LinkedIn, and he does some really great videos in regards to the service and offerings for the incubator space at Techport. So
yeah,
thanks,
Tommy is over Techport. Matt Scassero's over the UAS test site. So they're all there together at the airport, which I love. When I go, I can just hop from one building to the next. And we were just, so you definitely connect there. The 10, the Terp Entrepreneur Network, the platform for entrepreneurs, and aspiring entrepreneurs, seasoned professionals, all alike, okay? So again, and as we have our Terrapin there, we have, and keep in mind that what we want to do is to continue to have the collaboration. So it's from the startup to the seasoned entrepreneurs for all of us to coexist together. So you can see this is at a 10 event, and our SBDC is, that's Ruth in our corridor region. And she is there at that event. And how to use this. So this is great. Finding events, this is really key. Now, obviously, Beverly, with COVID, some things have altered a little bit with having the calendar, but keeping up with virtual events is always really good. Still trying to stay as connected as possible.
That
so
we are.
You can see our event here is on that as well. But you want to connect always. Learning about that entrepreneurship, and then keeping up with the Terrapin Connect online community, the mentor entrepreneurs, recruit interns and hire future grads. So you'll find that very often that you have a Terp, entrepreneur who wants to hire graduates of University of Maryland so that they can keep that cycle, paying that forward, keeping it going. It's very key. All right, so we're going to go on to the next slide. Go back here. And if there's any questions, again, please keep me posted. Okay. All righty. And we went through the alumni page, and we went through the 10 resources page. Here's additional resources. And want to make sure, Bev, you can still see my screen?
Sure can.
Excellent. The online resources, so Startup UMD's YouTube channel, you definitely want to keep up with that. Subscribe to it so that you can keep up with the current happenings. The startup guide we did go through. The UMD Innovation Gateway is great. They even have a page on the Innovation Gateway for minority entrepreneurs. So that's a great section there with resources. The market research with the libraries specifically. The Maryland Innovation Initiative. So that's very key too. I'll take you there. Let me see one second if it's letting me do this with my share screen. There you go. And then bringing you over to TEDCO with the Maryland Innovation Initiative. Bridging the gap between universities and commercial businesses. And again, this is with TEDCO. The Maryland Innovation Initiative was created as a partnership between the state of Maryland and 5 Maryland research institutions. So they're listed there. Program is designed to promote commercialization of research conducted in the partnership universities and to leverage each institution's strengths. So there's funding levels here, up to $265,000 through 2 phases of the program. And there's a technology assessment portion and a company formation and launch portion. One is 115,000 and one is 150. Who can apply? The following universities are eligible for this funding. College Park is listed. And then what type of business and what type of technology that they're looking at, they explain that further. Okay, so if you have a technology and you're working with one of those universities that are listed, then you definitely want to connect. You may be eligible for some funds. Okay, and the Robert H. Smith School of Business, which we are all pretty much familiar with, they have a new page now that's called Maryland Business Rebooted. As a result, see there? It's giving me the, there we go, hold on one second. I'll just go directly to the link. And this page is obviously as a result of COVID and the Business Reboot Initiative through the Smith School. So free online education series for Maryland residents and businesses. And this gives you an overview. There's a YouTube video for each one as we go down the page. So it says, now the time to reboot Maryland businesses. And it's offering free live webinar series, and they have a variation of topics that they cover. This addresses the challenges facing Maryland businesses. So looking at marketing and brand strategies that are the best really for recovery, data to consider when making financial decisions, and what are the best approaches for mitigating your risk. It's really key. And within that, you're going to sharpen your business skills, and it gives you a list there of the kind of the key things that's going to be covered in that series. The series details. This is our state director here for the Maryland Small Business Development Center, Paul.
We can't really hear Paul.
Okay. So I'll let you all listen to that at your leisure, but that's our state director, who is under Julie, who is the Chief Innovation Officer. Paul is over the Maryland Small Business Development Center. He's my direct boss over, and I was on the phone with him earlier today, so he's aware that we're doing this. Beverly, he's excited that we're able to tie in with our business community and our alum. So that gives you more details there on the Small Business Development Center. It takes you to our main page, and the Small Business Development Center has locations, as I stated, 5 throughout the state, your regions. So you just find an office that's the closest to you. So depending on where you are, your northern region, Carroll, Baltimore, Hartford, Cecil. Your western is Garrett, Allegheny, and Washington. You're in the middle of the state, as we say. That's our corridor region there, which is obviously where our lead center in College Park is located. Our Eastern Shore friends, all the way down to our Ocean City folks in Eastern. And then we are here in our southern region.
Fantastic. So Wynne, I have a question for you.
Sure.
We've got a couple folks on here that are either independent business owners with a bigger organization, or just an entrepreneur, a small business person with an idea on their own that might have a product or a service to offer. What specifically would you recommend to them if they're either at the starting phase, middle phase of their business that you guys can help with?
So in our well, when we do consulting, it's specific to each business because, again, it's so unique. So what I'm going to do is run through these slides. It'll take me another 2 seconds. And then from there, I want to engage with you all to really answer some of those specific questions based on your specific business. Okay. The rest of this.
To let everyone know, Wynne is going to share her slides with us.
Yes.
And we will send that out to you in a follow-up thank you email for attending. And also for the folks that didn't get to make it on the call but did register, they'll get that. As well as our recording will be posted on the Alumni Association's YouTube channel. So you'll be able to rewatch it and follow along with the slides that she's provided today.
Most definitely. At the bottom, if you haven't started yet, you're going to start via Maryland Business Express to register your business, your trade name, your LLC, your incorporation, as well as pay your personal property filing if you are an LLC or an incorporation. Yesterday was the 15th. That was the due date that was extended. It's typically in April, and this year was extended to July. At the same time with your personal property filing, your Maryland and your federal taxes. So that's going to be the place where you go and pay that $300 every year to the State of Maryland Department of Taxation and Assessment for your LLC or your incorporation. Your Maryland MTAC is also a partner with us, and they are also in College Park, right near our lead center there and University of Maryland. That's for those who are interested in doing government contracting. That is the resource for you. Okay. I-Corps, again, is a funding source model there that can help you with the boot camp style entrepreneurial. And so I just included that, Beverly, just in case someone may be interested in the I-Corps program. It's a great program to help you really with your innovations if you're at that stage.
And what slide should we be seeing right now?
Right now, I am on the 6,000K funding.
Okay, where I'm still seeing Paul and his video, so we might need to shift a tab or something.
Okay, hold on one second.
I got a little lost for a second, so now I'm following back along.
Good to go. Thank you for that.
There we go. Thank you.
So I was just here at your online resources referring to PTAC at the bottom for government contracting, and Maryland Business Express if you're in business or looking to start your business and also manage your business with your personal property filings. Your I-Corps, again, that's going to be your boot camp style for those who are looking at innovation and needing that assistance. It's a great program. The August cohort is going to be starting soon, so there's the link for those details. Your University of Maryland intellectual property-based startups. Someone asked about that, right? If you're in partnership with the University of Maryland. So there are different types of programs and there are different types of funding associated with those different programs. So it depends on which one you fall in, and again, for your UMD IP-based program. So this is technology-based. If that's not something you're looking at with intellectual property, then it doesn't apply. But I wanted to make sure we covered all types of businesses, and University of Maryland does have a large technology base. So again, our MIPS program we're looking at, which is the Maryland Industrial Partnership, and that also helps with funding. Since Bev wanted us to make sure we covered funding sources that were for alumni and for Maryland-based businesses, this is one of those programs. $10,000 from the company and $90,000 from the University of Maryland directly to the lab that you choose to work with no overhead. And that's for 1 or 2 year projects with your business. So you would apply to verify that there's eligibility requirements, obviously, but working with them, I have some folks now that have just received a MIPS grant, which is great. They're putting in just a little as it states, and then University of Maryland from the state puts the rest of the funds in for the project that they're looking to do within their business. Additional funding for alumni, the Chesapeake Bay Seed Capital Fund from $100,000 to $500,000. Okay, so it depends on the criteria. It must have a product prototype, can demonstrate the product is a market fit, thoughtful commercialization plan, which we can help you with as well. And then again, it has to benefit the Chesapeake Bay. Okay, the Momentum Fund, as we covered earlier, a $10 million fund from University of Maryland system there. And they want some equity investments up to $500,000. Must be a student, alum, faculty, or and have intellectual property as well. And there'll be a matching investment. So what you put in, they put in. okay? And then that is our contact information for how to reach us. If you have any further questions or just would like to be able to connect and get the consulting, that is our information there. And I'm gonna then stop my screen, and I want to engage with you all to know specifically, because I love doing this part, Beverly. This is my favorite part. The slides are great, but for me, I want to be able to speak with the entrepreneur directly and to know how I can better assist them, especially to pivot in this time of COVID.
Absolutely. So those of you on the call, please don't be shy.
Yes, absolutely. It's only, what do you have, 15? So there's 2 or 3 of us here that are facilitators, and the rest are attendees. So on my screen at the top, I have Zach. At the top, Zach, do you have any questions with your business?
See if I can unmute Zach. Oh, he's sparked it into the chat.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can, Zach.
All right. I do have a question. I guess my question would be, as far as the grant money, like how do you guys assist with the grant money? Like, is there like a direction you would point us as far as us inquiring about that during this time of COVID? And I think there's also that was that PPP loan, I believe that was going around for small businesses. Do you guys assist with that and give a direction on how we can maybe go a direction to obtain something like that?
Yes, absolutely. So all types of financing we assist with, even the grant programs through your county. We assist you with that process if you're eligible for that. We assist you with SBA loans. We assist you with your PPP. We can assist you with help, if you need help with lines of credit. If we can assist you with, and even just having conversations about credit cards. Any type of funding that you're looking to use for your business. What I like to do is to sit down and help you with a cash flow analysis to really see if you're taking on debt. This is very key, is that I always encourage you to make sure you have a consistent stream of income to pay that stream of debt, right? Because most of the time your loans and debts that, and COVID is a little different because we have some things that are forgivable, but in most instances, before COVID, bills were due monthly. So there wasn't a forgiveness portion when you were taking on those loans. You needed to make sure the following month you had a consistent income stream to pay it back. And that's really key. When people say, are we ready to take on a loan? And the first question that I ask them back is, do you have a consistent stream of income to pay the debt? Because that's so key.
Okay. And do we contact, is there a specific number that we contact for that kind of information?
Yes, on the slide, I gave you the same telephone number for all 4 of us as point of contacts. It's going to literally go to our main line office, and Davita, our program assistant, will make sure that if you leave a message that whomever it's applicable to, whichever county that you're in, or if you just tell them that you run the University of Maryland and you want more info, she'll know to contact you to me.
All right. And my other question I had was about ideas. You mentioned earlier about ideas or inventions, so to speak. If we have something like that, go through the same avenue as far as introducing that, and I guess you guys help out with every step of the way from the idea to and I guess to get it on paper to maybe having assistance with those that would help out with moving it forward if it's possible.
That was in Beverly, when Beverly was reading my exhaustive bio. That's one of the things I have a certification in. It's called a technology commercialization certification, which is really long to just say, you have an idea and I can help you bring it to market. Okay.
Now, what if it's not like a technology idea?
It could be a better mousetrap. It could be whatever kind of widget you can think of, right? Whatever you think of is your idea. And from there, it could be hardware, it could be software, it could be an actual physical product, that we would walk you through the process of getting the customer discovery to see if it's something that there would be a demand for. And then
Okay.
going through that process, also looking at in your intellectual property with your patents, going through a prototype process, getting it made in a prototype if you don't already have it as a prototype, working with our state manufacturers to be able to help you tweak that prototype. Again, do more customer discovery and more market research and demand and testing and all of those things with pricing to be able to bring it out to your mass market with manufacturing it in a scale where you're doing mass production, and then out to your packaging, right on out to the stores, getting it sold online or getting it sold in the stores. So we can take you, again, that's no cost. This is your taxpayer's resource, which Bev knows, this is what I harp on is, if you're paying taxes, you need to take advantage of the Small Business Development Center, because we can take that great idea of something you've been thinking about forever and help you bring that to fruition, to market.
Is it important to have a patent first before coming in, or?
You want to look at a design patent and a utility patent, but again, that's something that we look at when it comes to your customer discovery. Is it something that is not already in existence and way too close to what's there already? Or if there is something enough to be unique that it can support its own patent, then yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
And that's great. I'm looking in the northern region, so I'm not really in the southern area. Is there another point of contact other than?
Yes, in our northern region, I would connect you with Ryan, who is our consultant there. But you can literally connect to me, and I'll shoot you to wherever you are in the state. I'll get you to the consultant that's closest to you.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Hi, Wynne. I know I've been asking a lot of questions today,
You're fine.
I wanted to kind of like set the stage and then get your opinion. But I'm young. I'm a consultant. I'm kind of working full time, and also building up a business. I have a co-founder who kind of handles all the technology parts. But I have a pool of resources, not incredibly large, but sizable enough to kind of like make a little bit of moves on the business strategy, and just having all my ducks in a row, all I's are dotted, T's are crossed. I wanted to ask about, what the direction, like do you guys help with direction in terms of like having the motivation to go, but not necessarily knowing which points to hit? I live around the corner from College Park, so I'm pretty much drive by the startup shell every day. But it's been difficult to know because of the complexity of the idea and the amount of like momentum we want to kind of take advantage of during this COVID situation. We're growing it in COVID, so we're kind of making it sustainable to be able to sustain what's going on right now. I would love to be able to have a continuing conversation with you, but that was my first question.
Absolutely. So to answer your question, we are all working remote. So none of us are in the offices because, again, we're all campus based. So all of us are in remote status. So no worries on College Park. And the same as for Zach. Everything will be done with Zoom and WebEx for at least the next 4 to 5 months. So it doesn't matter where you're located. So that's at least a silver lining there. As far as which direction to go, yes. So we'll help you with that strategic planning process. Again, going through and looking at what are your goals? Where do you want this business to be? How soon do you want it to be? And we then look at that and project out what your next steps need to be. When we do consulting sessions, they're finalized with what we call an action plan. And from there, that gives you your next step. And each session builds on to the next. So we need, your action plan items to be completed from your first session as much as possible so that your second session builds on that. And we're able to take you step by step through the process from start to your manage to your growth and all the way to your exit.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
I want to take a moment and recognize someone who's in our audience, and I don't want to put her on the spot. She doesn't have to say anything, but Audrey Whelan is with us, and Audrey is part of a family-owned business right down here in Solomons. They own and manage the Half Shell Adventures, and I had the pleasure of going out on the Half Shell this past Friday night and it was amazing. So they took an old oyster boat and they converted, like, did some renovations, and now it's actually able to be taken out for tours and sunset cruises and, you know, family events. And I'm just so glad that Audrey hopped on tonight. I'm glad she's here, and I want to say welcome to you and how much we enjoyed it. And that's a prime example of a small business. You know, it's someone who had a boat and turned it into a business. And that is something that Wynne and her team at the Small Business Development Center can help each and every one of us out with, that has an idea or a question or just needs, you know, some guidance. One of the things that I have on my task list between now and the end of the year is to work on filing for and getting my LLC. And that is something that the small business team can help with, and even just document review.
Right.
You know, so there's, you know, when you think about, sometimes you think you have to hire a legal person or hire a consultant or hire, you know, someone to give you help you with your marketing plan or marketing strategy. Before you hire, talk to your local small business development center. And Wynne, could you do a favor for me, and can you give us the definition of small business? Because I think that blows people's minds.
Yeah, so according to the Small Business Administration, the U.S. Small Business Administration, your small business is 500 employees or less, right? And so they do have some exceptions for certain NAICS codes in certain industries, but as a general rule of thumb, if you have 500 employees or less, you are considered a small business. And so for this country, the majority of our country's businesses are small businesses. So when we think about a mom and pop is what we typically think about, their independent, traditional 1 to 2 to 5 to 10 employees as a small business. But most of your businesses that are in this country are 500 businesses or less. So you definitely have bandwidth there, and we are able to assist you. And I tell people, even if you get to 501, I don't know that you've outgrown SBDC, but we consult small businesses, so 500 and less. But I'm sure we'll still make an exception if you still want to see us at 501.
So let me ask you a question in regards to that definition, Wynne. So 500 employees or less, there's no limit to revenue or profit, or
it does depend on certain NAICS codes in certain industries on your revenue level. But I don't know that we've turned down a business that wants to work with SBDC. I'm not sure that we've ever rejected a business that's ever you know, if they are interested in the no-cost services, you know, as long as they are a business that are, you know, we're on American soil and we can meet their need, then we have. The only business types that we are not able to consult, according to the U.S. Small Business Administration at this time, are those that cannot receive, that are not governed or, I would say, approved by the federal government. So right now, that would be marijuana businesses are the only ones that we're unable to consult with at this time. CBD businesses, some CBD businesses we are able to assist. But again, that's the only business type that we have not been able to consult with because it's not federally approved and we receive federal funds. So we have to have that. But other than that, any business type you can imagine, we have consulted with and still do. So
awesome.
It's really key.
Are there anybody else have any other questions that you want to shoot an idea out to Wynne, or ask about any of the funding sources or contact information that she had shared through the slides? Please don't be shy.
And I definitely want to know, what are some of the things that the business owners on the Zoom have done to pivot their business during COVID? I would love to hear that. If you can give me some examples.
I have a question.
Yes, Cynthia.
So I'm in California, and so I definitely am interested in the insights that you have to share, and wanted to know you know, I know you said you can help us connect with other people in our area. So I didn't know if, based on the resources you have there, can I start using those and then connect with someone out here in California, or do I have to bypass
Yes.
that?
So the great thing is that the Small Business Development Center, I always tell people we are the hidden gem under SBA because we are in every state and territory that there is American soil. So you would go to americassbdc.org, and then from there, you can either put in your zip code or select your state, and it's going to give you the office that's the closest to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so does that mean that I shouldn't use the resources that you have as far as like, you
can definitely connect with me. I have no problem with that. And from there, as a follow-up, I just had this a couple of days ago, a young lady who connected with me who was in Charlotte. And she was referred personally by a friend of the family, so I couldn't tell her no. But I gave her some time and shot her an email as a follow-up with resources that would be better for her. And from there, connected her with Charlotte, North Carolina's Small Business Development Center.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely want someone who is going to be close to you that can give you the regulations and the policies of your region. That's really key. And they'll know those resources.
Okay, and as far as pivoting, so I just finished I did graduate from UMD. Yay, go Terps forever. That was back in the day, it was way back, I'm in the way back time. But I just finished my master's out here online. And so, and it was through Concordia. So I was teaching while doing that, which is what you want to do because my degree is related to technology and teaching. So now it's like, we literally had to go into distance learning. And so basically what I was thinking of doing is taking what I had to do as a teacher, teaching live, and putting that into like creating some type of business. Cause I know they're all out there on YouTube and everything, like teachers teaching online and inspiring people and maybe doing their art or commissioned work, whatever. So that's kind of what I think I want to do, but definitely need some, maybe some guidance or mentorship with that. Because, there's a lot of people out there that are sending me things like, join my program for this, thousands of dollars, and I can show you how to do it. I'm like, anyway, but thankfully I got your email because I'm part of the alumni. I was like, oh, this is chill. I will check this out.
Absolutely. You want to look at the greatest business is definitely the solver of a problem. So you want to make sure you have demand. A lot of times we have great, fun, creative ideas. But again, I always ask the individuals who's paying for that, right? Where is the demand? That's really what's key. So we want you to make sure that you can turn your passions into profits, but we also want to make sure that you have the target audience that's going to have the demand to support that. And it needs to be sustainable, not just the one and done.
Right. Absolutely. Agreed. That's definitely what I'm thinking. And I noticed that parents are really looking for something that's engaging because it's like, we've got a ways to go before we're done with COVID and the COVID after effects and all the culture wars and everything going on. So I feel like I could definitely offer something, but again, need some direction. So thank you.
Absolutely. Connect for sure. And to your point, Beverly, yes, I've been letting the entrepreneurs know, prepare for at least 2 years as an altered state. So you want to make sure it's not just the 6 month, or by the fall, we'll be quote back as they say. I let people know the Spanish flu was around for 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
And this is somewhat of an equivalent to that. So you want to prepare for at least 2 years in a modified pivot of your business.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Have your cash flow and your savings established. So if any of the businesses are closed again, if they're deemed non-essential, you want to be prepared as an entrepreneur. So making sure you have your cash flow, and as an entrepreneur, having your personal savings for your household and having your business savings for your business to sustain you if you do have to go through another shutdown is very, very key.
Good. Thank you.
You're
or
very
you're
welcome.
like me in an industry that just completely had to halt.
That's it.
For those
Right.
of you, on the call, I'm a travel agent. I have a travel agency business, and so, we pretty much came to a screeching halt rather quickly. there's signs of life. So I'm positive that the world will spin again and people will move across the globe, and our services and knowledge and expertise will be highly needed as we navigate this post-COVID world of travel, whether it be business or pleasure.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Anybody else have any questions, comments, want to
I
chat?
think I saw Joe had his hand raised.
Or Joe was clapping that Cynthia was an alum and finished her master's. I thought.
Okay.
Joe, what you got? Anything for us tonight?
No, I don't have anything. I just, just listening in, trying to learn some things, waiting for, get some ideas flowing, and hopefully I'll be able to reach out in the future with a plan and a bunch of questions.
Fantastic. Well, you got a great resource now. And, like I said in our introduction, we're proud that she's a Terp, and fell, rightly so, I think, when you're in your divine position of, the SBDC and the fact that it kind of trickles down out of the University of Maryland system and campuses. So we're lucky to have you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Jessica Koch.
I work in the corporate wellness industry, so definitely piqued my interest when you said you've done some work in the health field. So as the ideas get flowing, I'll definitely be reaching out to you.
Yes, absolutely. Keep a journal. I always tell people, the middle of the night, when you get those ideas, keep a journal by your nightstand and just write them down, and make sure that you come back to them. We can build a plan from that.
Certainly. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
If need be, I can circle back with you one-on-one, but I don't know that I completely understood so Chris, my husband Chris is an alumni. He does own his own business. He's a licensed general contractor. And I thought, and maybe I'm just misunderstanding it, or there's so many different programs, my brain is melding them together, but I thought I saw that there was a requirement for some sort of business capital against how does the funding or the opportunity for business owners that are alumni work? Can you share that, or is it too complicated?
No, you're fine. So I went over about 6 different programs. So when you get the slides, you want to look at the criteria that's going to be that best reflects his business. Because again, some of them are technology based. Some of them, if you have a product, some of them are if you are in a startup phase, some of them are established. So it does depend on your business type. And most of the time it does revolve around technology and intellectual property.
So then there's probably not a category for general.
It's probably not, there's not really a general category or those that fall into the construction field for the funding of the programs that I went over. So that's, yes, University of Maryland or Maryland-based funding is typically going to be around research or technology or innovation. Yes. And then other than that, it would be your traditional funding options that we went over, which was your loans, if you're going to look at line of credit or credit cards, any of your traditional methods, we can help review those as well, depending on, for the stage of the business that he's in and how he feels his cash flow, because that's really what's key is what's, how is his cash flow coming in on a consistent basis.
Lower because of COVID. That's
yeah. So the COVID grant. Did you all apply for your COVID grant for your county?
We've applied for a couple of different things, but I don't know which is which at this point. Like I said, it's all starting to get blurry.
So your Calvert County or whatever county that you're located in, each county has a grant program.
Is that the SBA one, or is that different than that?
It's different.
Okay.
So the slides that I had included in this went through each county. So Beverly, let me do another screen share and to just make sure I go over that.
Because the counties, there was the PPP and the EDIL.
So we applied for PPP through our Navy Federal, and we haven't heard anything from them. And we did it when it first came out.
You want to follow back up.
And then we applied for SBA. We both got something small from that, but I don't think we've done anything from a county level. And I didn't know, is the county money gone for Calvert County?
No, not at all. And so this is your COVID grants here. And this is for the 3 counties. So if you're in Calvert, Calvert has their grant funding program was open. They've closed their portal until the end of July. And they'll be reopening it. But this is can you see this page for Calvert?
I can.
Okay. So, and this was put out, Calvert County did a really good job of putting their information out, as well as St. Mary's and Charles. Again, any county that you're located in the state of Maryland received grant funding. Okay. So you want to connect with the Economic Development Office of your county where your business is registered. Okay.
So what I thought I read is they've stopped funding it until the 22nd, but they're only going to fund, they're going to fund the applications that are in before. So if I put one in at the 22nd and there's ones in before me, they're going to fund those ones that were before me, because the funding is just going to renew the 22nd. Is that wrong, or am I understanding?
So what they have done, what Calvert County specifically has done, is they allowed for a certain number of applications, and then they closed their application process. What they did was review those applications. For those that were eligible, they received funding. For those that was not, they got a notice of what criteria, they missed basically, or was shy of. And then they've gone through, and now at this current moment, they are refining their eligibility process and requirements. When they reopen at the end of July, it will have more requirement eligibilities. It's a little looser, okay, not as strict, which will allow for additional businesses to apply. So when it reopens, you will be able to apply then, if you have not already applied now, okay?
And correct me if I'm wrong, Wynne, but don't those regional or county-wide grants also, they're applicable to nonprofit organizations?
They are. Each county in the state of Maryland, again, has eligibility criteria. So for the ones for St. Mary's, Calvert, and Charles, right now, St. Mary's and Calvert have funded the nonprofit side. Charles has the funds for nonprofits, and I'm not sure if they have distributed it out at this very moment. But each county does have different eligibility. There's some counties that allow for a solopreneur, meaning just you as an individual, okay, not needing to have employees, up to those that have 30 employees. So it just depends on each county. And on their economic development website, the eligibility requirements are listed for each county. Because I will tell you, each county is different. There is not one county that's the same with the requirements for the grant.
One last question. I did receive a call last night from, my phone picked it up as a small business development center, and they said that we did qualify for something, but we have to complete something in an email. Are they going to actually call us, or should I be concerned that's some sort of scam?
So go back to your voicemail if you want to email me with what the voicemail
It's
stated.
a live person. And they gave
It might have been your Calvert consultant, so it might have been Lisa that might have called you, who's based out of the Calvert office, but do follow up with me.
Yeah.
Once you check your voicemail and you get the details, definitely follow up with me, and I can make sure that it's whomever it is correct.
Yeah, because I just get nervous about, phone calls like that, because you just don't know.
Yeah. Definitely let me know the details. And then also for your Calvert County Economic Development Office, follow up with the representatives there for your Calvert grant.
And that would be Lisa Creason and Kathy McAdams would be your two key contact people there.
Kelly and Danita, Kathy, and Lisa. Yep, exactly. And I try to make sure that I put out the information for each county. If there's anyone in here that's outside of the state of Maryland, again, contact your Economic Development Office for the county where your business is registered. Okay, that's going to be very key.
Yeah, and that's an easy Google search. County Economic Development. So Baltimore County Economic Development, Anne Arundel. You can get to them pretty quickly through an easy Google search.
Yes,
over
very
in
much. Is there anyone else who has established a business in existence and they've done something creative to pivot? I'd love to hear some pivots.
I have. This is Zach. We had, in my industry, we do the voluntary benefits. We fill the gap at supplemental benefits through Colonial Life, and we always are the backbone of our business is face-to-face meetings, group meetings, and such. And at this point, we had to go just through screen share. So a lot of screen share enrollments. And global meet enrollments, which is kind of like we're doing right now. So I can still show the benefits, explain the benefits, and without that, the risk of the COVID at this point from other party. I have decided to make up benefit package in advance, and I've done that for a few clients where I just drop them off, and then I'll follow up with the plan administrator and make sure that they have like a computer set up on the job location so that at the open enrollment, the employee can go one at a time, sit down at the desk at the computer. I send the website over for the screen share, and then it allows us to go through it together that way. So it was a slow process, but at this point, it's definitely working well. So, but yeah.
Absolutely. So those face-to-face engagements, especially when you're dealing with someone's financial information, right, and their legacy information, benefits, you typically establish a rapport, and now everything has become remote and your screen.
Yeah, telephonically for the most part, and it has worked out so far. So hopefully in the future, it's going to work out well. I think prospecting is going to be a little bit challenging. So we'll see how that's going to play out here in the future. I did want to ask, I've seen that you had the Terp Entrepreneur Networking.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that it's now all virtual for the most part?
Yeah, so all of the events, right? So Bev, so networking now has become more of the online platform because, it's probably hard to gather and you really don't want to be that close to folks in a mass environment.
Sure.
So everything has become virtual, but I tell people don't let this become a deterrent from connecting. Just because we are remote doesn't mean that we need to be, kind of regress from networking. If anything, we need to connect more. So this is a time when building those relationships, meeting people on LinkedIn or through the Terp network and asking, hey, what, can we do a follow-up? Can we do a one-on-one, whether it's Zoom or any other platform that you feel comfortable with, to just be able to share what your business does and learn what someone else's business does and how you both can benefit each other. So definitely don't let the remote environment stop you from connecting. Business growth is always through relationships. And so you really want to make sure that you are networking with intention and connecting with people and spending quality time. It's really key. So
Sure.
utilizing your online platforms to connect.
And I would tell you too to search on Facebook for the word virtual. You'll find a lot of virtual networking events that are happening. I'm about 2 hours south of Baltimore now, but I have recently connected with lots of folks in the Baltimore region through an organization called Maryland Business Connection, or MBX. And they used to have live in-person events several times a month, and now everything's gone virtual. So fortunately for me, I don't have to drive for 2 hours and 2 hours back. And I'm meeting a whole new sphere of people that I probably wouldn't have met as quickly, and then we do some one-on-one Zoom calls just to get to know each other better, or chat on the phone. So I encourage that to you, Zach, like look for those virtual networking events and don't be shy, because you never know when you're going to find your next best client in an event like that.
Oh, sure. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And feel free to, for everyone on the call, I just want to thank you all for joining us in today. We're at the 7 o'clock mark, and I want to respect everyone's time and thank Wynne for being here with us and all of her wisdom and guidance. But you can follow us on Facebook at SOMD Terps or SOMD Terp Alumni Network. We're also on Instagram, SOMD_Terps for Instagram and Twitter. And then if anyone wants to follow me personally on Facebook, I'm Beverly Brown. And with my name, you'll see my business name, Chesapeake Travel. So feel free to connect. I'm on LinkedIn as well. I know several other names I see on the screen I've seen on LinkedIn, and would welcome those connections as well. So any closing remarks for us, Wynne?
I say at this point, live your passion. Please do it on purpose and it will give you your profits, okay? But passion first, people first, and everything else will come into alignment.
Well put, well put. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And just as a reminder, we will send out Wynne's presentation to the email address that you registered with this evening. And once the Alumni Association uploads the recording to the YouTube channel, I'll grab that link and we'll send it all out at once. So you'll get the slides and the link, and I imagine that will come to you probably within the next 48 hours. So hopefully by Friday, you'll have something that you can rehash over the weekend, while in Maryland, you're staying inside from the heat and staying cool and comfortable this weekend. So the next event for the Southern Maryland Alumni Network is tentatively scheduled in September. It will be our annual crab feast. If we are unable to have that as a normal event where we sit around picnic tables and break crabs, we're going to pivot, Wynne, and we'll be doing it as a drive-through crab feast. Yeah, so we'll be working with crab suppliers in all 3 counties, and you'll be able to pre-purchase your crab pack and drive up and pick up your crab pack. That'll include your crabs, some sides, maybe some fun goodies from the association. So stay tuned for that. My fingers are crossed that we can still have that outside event at the latter part of September. I believe the tentative date is Sunday, September 27th. Always will be posted on our Facebook page and on the Alumni University's event calendar. So alumni.umd.edu and hit events, and you'll see all of the virtual events that the Alumni Association is doing across the country, and you're welcome to join in on any of them.
Okay.
So with that, I bid you all farewell and good evening. Cynthia, good afternoon to you because you're still on West Coast time.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you and networking at another opportunity. So thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.
Take care.
Thank you.